I love it. How much fun. Are we having a good day today? Yes, we are. So I have a question for you. How many of you know what the internet is? You ever heard of something called an internet? Do you haven't? Well, when I was about your age, I had never heard of the internet before. Never heard of it before. But what we had were things called books. Have you ever heard of a book before? You have a book? You have one of those? Oh, well, I liked books, and I got bigger and bigger, and I had a little bit of money in my pocket, and I was able to drive. You have a question?
So you looked up stuff on dictionaries instead of the internet.
Yes, I did. I did that very thing. So have you heard of something called a library? Have you ever heard of a thing called a library? What do they have at library?
Just books.
Just books. You have a comment?
You can read.
You can read at a library. And so there was a big sign one day. I was driving by a library, and the sign said, book sale. Oh, yeah. Because I love libraries, but I don't remember to take the books back very well. See? That's why I don't go to the library very much, because I don't remember stuff. So, but it says book sale. That means it gets to come home with me and stay. So they had a special book sale, $1 a box. An apple box for $1. And how many dollars do you think I spent that day?
10?
10? More than 10?
100?
Less than 100?
50.
Less than 50. I didn't have that big of a car.
I was going to say 20.
And you would have been right, because I spent $20. What does that mean? Anybody in the big people section? What does that mean for $1 a box, $20? Does that fill a car? It filled my car. I had the trunk way wide open, and I had it tied down, and I had books. I was so busy grabbing books because I thought, you know what? I'm just going to read this later. I don't even care if it looks that interesting. Books for $1 a box. I was a very busy fellow right there. Very excited. Pulling these boxes, big stack of boxes. Took me a while to haul them all out to the car. And you have a comment.
Were the books on sale?
They were definitely on sale, yeah. So I thought, you know, if this isn't a very good book, I can burn it, give it away, do something with it. I found out books don't burn that well. Not very well. They're just full of ashes. I had a whole bedroom full of boxes of books. I had a library, but I couldn't get to it because you had to climb over the mountain to even see it. I was very much challenged with books. And then we got to move. You ever moved before? You ever moved? There's a line that I love. It says, you never know what you have until you move it all. You ever tried that before, moving it all? Well, I got to move 20 boxes of books. And I had a thing called a Wonder Bread truck, a step van. You ever seen? Yes.
I bet you were extremely happy to carry 20 boxes.
I would have been extremely happy to have your help with the 20 boxes. So here's the deal. A big truck, like you ever had a FedEx truck come up and deliver a package to your car, to your house? I had a truck like that, and it was full of
Boxes. Books.
Full of books. And I was driving right up the Columbia Gorge with my boxes of books in my great big truck. And the truck started weaving back and forth like this. And I thought, wow, this is weird. We must have a bumpy, weavy road. But no, all of a sudden, one of my tires went rolling right in front of me, right ahead of me. I went, that's kind of weird. And I had a dual set of tires in the back, and the other tire went somewhere else. And all of a sudden, the car was driving a lot better, the truck, because it went, and I was plowing a ditch right along in the freeway, drug it to the side, and here I was with my truck full of books and no tires. And so we were moving, so I didn't know where my great big jack was, but I had a little dinky bottle jack. But I had books, so I climbed underneath there. I put books there and jacked this up. Have you ever jacked up a truck full of books with a little tiny jack? You ever tried that before? I have. It was a hot day, and I jacked that up just a little bit, and then you put books underneath the deal, and then you have to let the jack down, put some more books on, and then jack it up. I jacked that truck up probably 20, 30 times. Seemed like 100 before I was able to put the tires back on. I had to hunt way up in the weeds to find the path where the grass had been like mowed down with that tire. Found my tire, came back, and there was a funny joke I'd heard years ago about taking lug nuts off the other tires and putting it on this, so I knew how to do that. But we were able to limp it away, and I finally got rid of all those books. I did. It's a tragedy. You have something to say?
I have books at home too.
I would love to see your books. I bet you have happy books, don't you? Yeah, thanks for sharing that. So, when you have too many books, have you ever had a challenge in your life where you might have had a little more than what you really require? So people are nodding their heads. My wife will tell me that I have a little more than I require. You look at the nodding over there. Yeah. But God is so good to us. Isn't He good to us? Does He love us? He helps us get rid of our extra books, even if we have to jack up the truck and deal with that issue. And isn't it wonderful? God helps us deal with our issues. Isn't that a wonderful thing? He has us have friends just like you to be here, to be kind, to help each other, even when they have too many books. And we have another story for you next week. Thank you so much. Have a good day.